Most companies lose control of a product the moment the customer pays for it. Ferrari does not. Change the wrong symbols, use the car to promote something Ferrari never approved, or resell certain models without following the agreement, and the company may respond, even though you already possess the keys. Because Ferrari does not view every car as an isolated product, it views every Ferrari as a moving piece of the brand. And that raises an uncomfortable question. How much of a Ferrari does its owner actually control? The internet usually reduces Ferrari ownership to a list of ridiculous rules. Never change the color, never modify the car, never criticize Ferrari. Break one rule and your name supposedly enters a permanent blacklist. That story is exaggerated. Ferrari does not universally forbid customers from customizing cars they legally own, and the company has disputed claims that ordinary production cars are unavailable to celebrities supposedly placed on a formal blacklist. But the real system is more sophisticated. Ferrari protects three separate things: the badge, the transaction, and the relationship. In 2014, electronic music producer deadmau5 transformed his Ferrari 458 Spider into the Ferrari. The vehicle received a bright Nyan Cat wrap, custom floor mats, and replacement badges designed to resemble Ferrari's famous lettering, but spelling Ferrari instead. The car became impossible to ignore. It appeared in videos, public events, and the Gumball 3000 rally before being advertised for sale. Then Ferrari North America sent a cease and desist letter. But this case is frequently described incorrectly. The available reporting does not show Ferrari suing deadmau5 simply because it disliked his colorful wrap. deadmau5 said the dispute centered primarily on the custom floor mats and replacement Ferrari badges. Those elements copied and altered Ferrari's protected brand identifiers. That difference matters. deadmau5 owned the physical vehicle. He did not own Ferrari's trademarks. He could customize his property, but when that customization imitated Ferrari's identity closely enough to create a new version of the brand, Ferrari's lawyers entered the conversation. The car belonged to him. The symbol still belonged to Ferrari. Next came fashion designer Philipp Plein. Plein displayed products he was selling beside his Ferraris on social media. In one disputed image, sneakers were positioned on the hood, while Ferrari's protected branding remained visible. Ferrari argued that Plein was using the reputation attached to its trademarks to promote his own commercial brand. A Genoa court agreed. Plein bought the car. He did not buy an endorsement. Ferrari's second layer of control is not trademark law. It is the purchase agreement. When Ferrari released the limited 550 Barchetta Pininfarina in 2001, Ferrari of North America required buyers to sign an agreement addressing resale during the first year. An owner wishing to sell had to give Ferrari, or the selling dealer, the first opportunity to repurchase the car at its original price. Ferrari's stated purpose was to prevent speculators from purchasing scarce cars at retail and immediately reselling them for a large profit. More than 2 decades later, a similar conflict appeared around the Puro Sangue. In 2024, Ferrari of Houston sued a customer after alleging that he sold his Puro Sangue without honoring an 18-month first refusal provision contained in a separate agreement. That case was a dealer allegation, not evidence that every Ferrari comes with the same restriction. But the principle is clear. On selected high-demand vehicles, Ferrari or its dealers may attempt to control not only who receives the car, but how quickly that person can transform privileged access into private profit. Ferrari's third and most powerful layer of control may require no lawsuit at all. Ferrari deliberately produces limited volumes to preserve exclusivity. Long-term customer relationships and ownership history can matter when highly sought-after models are allocated. That creates 2 Ferrari markets. The first contains series production cars a qualified customer may be able to purchase. The second contains limited models offered through selection. Inside that second market, money alone may not be enough. Your history, relationship, and standing inside Ferrari's ecosystem can influence whether the next invitation arrives. Ferrari does not need to confiscate an owner's existing car. It controls something potentially more valuable to a serious collector: access to the next one. Ferrari's system therefore operates through three separate layers. Trademark law protects the badge. Purchase agreements can govern selected resale transactions, and controlled allocation protects future access. Once those layers are separated, the contradiction disappears. Ferrari is not maintaining universal ownership of cars it already sold. It is maintaining control over the ecosystem surrounding those cars. The owner controls the machine. Ferrari controls the meaning attached to the machine and decides who receives the most desirable machines afterward. That is how Ferrari can surrender the keys without completely surrendering its leverage. Most companies treat payment as the conclusion of the customer journey. Elite brands understand that the transaction is only the beginning. After purchasing, customers become public representatives, secondary market sellers, and distribution channels for the brand's reputation. Their behavior can strengthen scarcity or undermine it. Their content can enhance the brand or make it appear to endorse something it never approved. Their resale decisions can reward genuine demand or transform scarce inventory into an immediate speculation market. Ferrari protects against those risks through law, contracts, and controlled access. But this system works only because demand consistently exceeds supply. A company customers can easily replace cannot impose Ferrari-level control. Restrictions would create resentment without increasing desire. Ferrari can do it because exclusion is already part of the product. Ferrari's most valuable possession is not any individual car. It is the authority to decide what the Ferrari name represents and who remains close enough to receive the next invitation. First, Ferrari decides who is allowed inside. Then it manages what happens after they enter. The customer receives the keys. Ferrari keeps the gate.